From the WDWL TV Multiplex, live from Grumpy Studio, we bring you the pride of the station, the Two Grumpies, starring the grumpy old man, me, and the grumpy vulture. Take your bow. Very nice. Very nice. Back in your corner. Look at the camera. Greetings, friends. Or friend, or maybe just me talking to myself again. Either way, today we went like 2 steps backwards watching the eaglets down in Florida. Now, like I said yesterday, when one of the parents brought a fish in and dropped it right in front of them, oh, they dug right in. Today, it was a different kind of fish, though. I couldn't tell if it was a carp or what, but it was not. It looks like rainbow trout is what the parents have been getting. Now, I don't know what all kind of freshwater fish are down in Florida, but these looked like rainbow trout. Today it looked like one of the parents brought back a carp, mainly because carp have that goofy snout, Well, the two eaglets, Dasher and Dancer, just stood there and looked at it. And then they looked up at mom or dad, whoever was standing there, and they looked down, and they looked back up, and they weren't going to touch that fish. Now, yesterday, they dug right in. Today, they were like 2 little spoiled brats. So, mom digs in and starts to feed them. Well, all of a sudden, they're eating and eating. She stopped for a bit. You think that they would dig in? No. They had to be fed, that whole fish. Yeah. I don't know if they didn't like the look of it, but yesterday they cleaned that fish right up. Today, 2 little spoiled brats. Feed me, feed me. Then watching the Friends of Big Bear. Matter of fact, today I found out what FOBBV stands for. Yes, the Friends of Big Bear Valley. Aha. Well, the egg turning and sitting is progressing right along. It was, I would say, like every 30 minutes, whatever parent was sitting on those eggs was turning them, and they turn them like in a circle. And then they turn the egg. So they keep them moving 2 different directions. Fingers crossed, come the first week of March, we're going to have a nice hatching. Fingers crossed. Because we have 3 eggs in that nest. And it would be great for all 3 to hatch. Because last year, neither of the 2 eggs hatched. So, Everybody's got their eye on this nest. And I don't know why. It sounds like I'm talking into a garbage can. Let me look at the adjustments. Let me turn this one and see what this one does. I don't know which lever is which. All right, stand by. Okay. Lower control is volume. I'm going to back it down just a tad here. Sounded a little too loud. Maybe, hopefully, that's better. It sounded like I was talking into a garbage can. Let's see. The upper one is my earpiece. Hopefully, I'm not blowing your ears out. If anybody's listening. I actually had 2 views on last night's stream. So, and looking, it is showing, if holy yutchafuck, it is showing right now. I have a live viewer. Well, I had a live viewer on Faceplant. Not no more. Oh, man. I actually had a 1 up in the Faceplant. And it went away. Jesus. Whoever it was didn't even give me a break. Yeah. There was a 1, and I wanted to thank them. Then they went away. They were like, oh, I'm not listening to this asshole. I'm gone. So, that is true. That is a live viewer and like count. Because I had a 1. So someone who was on Faceplant actually caught the introduction. And then just as I was going to thank them, they exited. Oh, story of my life. That kind of gives me a hint as to what it would have been if I'd have been a disc jockey. Even if I'd have been at the station that was in the middle of the cow pasture, even the cows would have turned me off. Yeah, I actually had a 1 because I did find out that is live. How many live people I've got, it will give me a count. And I had a 1. I actually had 1 person listening. Then they were like, fuck you, Grumpy. See ya. I'm out of here. Oh, man. I can't catch a break. And I'm using this mic tonight because the other mic, even though it's turned up 100%, it sounded weak. I don't know why. It was working fine. I have no idea why the mic, it was like somebody turned the volume down. The audio broadcast level. I checked it today. It's still at 100%, but it sounded like it was at like 75%. I don't know. I hope that mic isn't going bad. I really like that mic. I like this one too, but I like the other one because it lights up. It does the color change. I'm kind of into that. Now, this mic stand does a color change. But in order for you to see it, I have to have the camera positioned like above me or way off in the distance. I tried adjusting the arm, and because I wanted to try to catch the lights at the top, I couldn't get it in focus on the screen. So I just am not using the color section right now. But I really am to the point, and I said this last night, I have reached out to several content creators to ask them if there is any way I could come up on one of their live streams. Just for the exposure. That's all I'm looking. I'm not looking to be a regular. So far, everybody that I've reached out to, no response. I mean, I'm not even getting a no. They're just fucking ignoring me. So today, like I said yesterday, I wasn't going to grovel anymore. Well, I reached out to one more content creator to see if the open invitation still stands. Because I had an open invitation to come up and be on his live stream. I basically reached out to him today to see if the invitation still stands. I was looking for his site and I couldn't find it. I have maybe the sneaking hunch that maybe isn't doing his show anymore. I know since he moved, he was running into some sort of problems. So I don't know if he's even still doing his morning gig. But if he is, I reached out to see if I could make an appearance. So we'll see. And I keep looking up in the corner to see if maybe somebody's going to log on. And so far, nope, 0000. But I did see the one, and I wanted to thank them. And they logged off that quick. I shouldn't have said anything because I said, oh, there's one, and then gone. So tonight, I'm talking to myself again, which I seem to do quite a bit lately. Then, I am really pissed off. I needed new windshield wipers for my truck. And I like the dual blade wipers. I started using them a couple years ago, and I really liked them. Well, the old wipers finally took a shit. So I ordered a new pair. I put them on, and I turned the wipers on, and the damn blades are coming out of the arms. So I took a good look at them, and what should be a locking piece is too small. And it's not locking the blades into the arm. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I know there's no goddamn quality control on stuff, but you would think that on a set of wiper blades, you would at least get a set where the blade could lock into the arm and stay. No. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to find me 4, and I thought I had some, little tiny zip ties. And I'm going to have to do something I hate doing. I'm going to have to puncture just a little hole in the blade so that I could zip tie it to the arm so it stays in place. You know, the blades used to have a metal spring clip type lock. No, these just have 2 little plastic tabs. Well, evidently, in manufacture, when they shoved the blades into the arms, they broke the little tabs. I'm like, God, you can't even buy something brand new and it'd be decent nowadays. So I messaged the seller and I said, hey, I go to use the damn arms and the blades are popping out. I'm waiting to see what he responds. He'll probably say, oh, you fucked him up installing them. All you do is snap them on the arm. God, it's not rocket science changing wiper blades. I know I should have stayed with a regular stand. I know I should have ran up to the auto parts store and bought them. But at the auto parts store, the dual blade wiper blades are too fucking expensive. Christ, they get 3 times what I paid on YouTube. Although I am going to check. I'm going to see if they carry the same blade at the auto parts store. And if they do, I feel like putting a big note on the goddamn wiper blade display. Don't buy them. They're fucking cheap. They'll fall apart before you use them. I was so pissed off. The last blades that I bought, I got 3 years out of them. And then, of course, with age, they start, to fall apart. So, I know I didn't even check to see if I could have bought refills. Guilty. I probably could have bought just refills and slid the bad ones out and put the new ones in. But I wanted to go from silver arms to gold. Oh, grumpy, flashy gold wiper blades on a rot bucket piece of shit truck. Yeah, the wiper blades are worth more than the goddamn truck. I know. When are we going to get to the point that we're going to get fed up with this Chinese crap and start making shit in America again? They have no quality control. It's obvious. They have no quality control. It's crank it out as cheap as you can do it and ship it. And it's obvious the American sellers aren't looking at the product they're selling. Because if they really took a good look at it, even they would say, oh, Christ, this is shit. But no. So tomorrow, I have to literally ruin a set of wiper blades. Because I hate poking a hole in the rubber blade, because then sooner or later it'll just travel and the blade will come apart. But in order to keep the blades in the arms, oh, never a dull moment. Just ticked me off. Really irritated the hell out of me. brand new, and the they won't even stay in the arm. And it's obvious one of two things. The American seller is not looking at his product, or he's greedy and he don't give a shit. It's like, hey, ship it out. I don't care. It's not going on my truck, you know. But every year, the quality of stuff we get that's made in China gets worse and worse and worse. It's sad, people. It really is. It's bad enough, you know, they take advantage of us, and then they make cheap shit products. What I should have done was checked them first and then shipped them back and told the guy, hey, the goddamn blades are falling apart before I even put on a truck. So I'm guilty there. I just, you know, it's getting harder and harder and harder to find things made in America. You know, when you look on eBay, it says U.S. seller. And then you look at the name of the seller. And yeah, it's some Chinese or Asian person that set up an eBay account, is shipping this cheap crap in from China and selling it. Oh yeah, he's a U.S. seller. You can find a shitload of U.S. sellers. It's getting harder and harder to find U.S. seller selling American-made products. So what I'm going to end up having to do is either tie wrap the blades to the arms or buy another set and hope, buying from a different seller, they're better quality. See, you can't tell by the pictures. That's the problem. The only way you can tell is once you get it in hand. Although, if I do order a second set, before I even open the package, I'm going to look at how the blades are affixed to the arms. And if it's that same just plastic nib, I'm not even going to open them. I'm going to send them back, and I'm going to tell them these blades are unreliable. They're going to fall apart. I don't want them. Send me a shipping return label. Unbelievable. And then, talk about companies that waste their own money. I shouldn't be complaining, but I ordered 2 boxes of Keurig pods for my machine. I'm experimenting with different flavors of coffee. They came from the same shipping area. Instead of putting both boxes of coffee pods in one box, they put them in 2 boxes. And then, you know, they packed them with those air-filled balloons. When I looked, there was plenty of room to get both boxes in one box. And they shipped them UPS. Now, shipping is free. I shouldn't complain. But why could you not put both boxes of those coffee pods in the one box? They would have fit. No, two boxes. Almost as bad as when I order something from Staples. You talk about wasting money. I ordered, get this, I ordered a small desk organizer. It's about 10 inches long by maybe 5 inches wide by about 4 inches tall. They put it in a box that was like 36 by 24 by 12. I see this big ass box outside my door, and I'm like, I didn't order something that big. When I open the box, there's about 55 miles of packing paper tucked around this little small desk organizer. I was like, oh my God. Is that the only box you had left in the warehouse when you were packing the order? And, you know, Staples is famous for this shit. I ordered what the hell was it that I ordered? Oh, I ordered 2 staplers. 2 staplers. Got it? See how big they are? Here, I'll use my hand for measure. See how big they are? These 2 staplers came in a box 24 by 24 by 12, filled with those long sheets of brown packing paper. 2 staplers. They could have put them in a shoebox or even a box smaller than a shoebox. Every time Staples ships something, they use big giant fucking boxes. It makes no sense. Although they're paying the shipping, not me. Just saying. There's no need to waste boxes and shipping paper. It's coming out of your profit. Although it's coming out of my pocket because I'm the purchaser. So when their cost goes up, their products go up. You think they're going to eat a loss? No, they're going to pass along to the customer. One day I went in the store because I was getting irritated with the way they ship stuff. And I asked the manager, I said, what is the reason for putting a small item in a giant box and filling it full of shipping paper? And he says, we're not in charge of shipping. We get the order. We send the order to the shipping department. How they package it, that's up to them. So I explained to him how I received these two small staplers. And he said, it don't surprise me. He says, evidently in the shipping department, whatever box they grab, that's what the product's going to get sent out in. I just, if, the waste in this country is unbelievable. And not only in, shipping and packaging, the waste of food. We throw away more food in this country than anywhere in the world. I'm glad to see there are a few, like, I think it's called Misfit Foods or something like that. They will take an item that would normally get thrown away and sell it at a cheaper price. Their ad, I'm going to have to pay attention. It's Misfit something. Their ad shows these hamburger buns. And when they turned them over, some of the buns had like divots in the bottom where they didn't fully expand while baking. Well, those are rejected. Normally, they would get thrown away. This company packages them and sells them at like 60% off what the 100% perfect buns would sell for. I checked into them. In order to open an account with them, you have to do a weekly order. I don't need that much food to do a weekly order, and I think the minimum is like $35. I don't, there's no way I can order that much. I would love to open an account with them. But you need to order weekly, and I believe it's like $30 or $35 minimum. I'm not going to eat that much food. But the concept is wonderful. Like they show, carrots. Now, of course, when you buy carrots at your supermarket, they're all nice, perfectly straight, Well, the ones that are kind of bent or, fat at the top and skinny at the bottom, those are ones rejected. This outfit takes those carrots, packages them, and sells them for, like I say, 60% off the retail price that a normal supermarket would sell them for. It's great. They're not wasting food. But it's geared more for a family rather than a single person. I'm going to look them up tomorrow. It's Misfit something. I will look them up. I will get all the information so that I'm not talking out of school here. But I'm pretty sure you have to do a minimum order weekly. And I swear I could have looked at it, said like $30 or $35 weekly. the concept is great. It really is. Because the rejected produce or whatever, the rejected bakery, or it would get thrown away. I like the concept. But for a single person, they need to kind of cut me some slack. Now, if they would do a bi weekly, maybe I could get in tune with it. But see, there's another thing. They don't offer the same items every week. That's another problem. So I'm going to check into it, folks. Whoever might be listening to this at a later time, I'll check into it and find out what's required to open a membership and what the minimums are. But I was pretty sure it's a weekly dollar amount minimum. Now, I know you can go on Amazon. I can't remember what they call their Amazon Fresh or something fresh or Healthy Fresh. Or I'll look into Amazon and see if they have minimums like that. You know, it's great for people that can't get out. Now, I can go out anytime I want. But sometimes, if I could find, items cheaper, like this Misfit, whatever, I would order from them. But I can't do a weekly because I would be just wasting food after a while. You waste it on one end, you waste it on the other. I'm one, I hate to waste food. Oh, God, do I hate to waste food. It just irritates me when, I got my buddy's son. They are the most wasteful family on earth. Now, believe me, he makes good money. But that's not an excuse to waste food. His wife will take, if they don't eat, a loaf of bread within 3 days. Whatever is left in that loaf, she'll throw out. It could be half a loaf. She's like, oh, it's spoiled. It's not good. It's only 3 days old. There's nothing wrong with it. Nope. If she opens, like, say, a can of green beans to serve for dinner, and they don't eat that whole can, whatever is left, she throws out. I says to her one day, don't you have any Tupperware containers? She said, well, yes. I said, what's wrong with them green beans? Oh, they're going to go bad. They're going to go bad. How long are you going to keep them around? A year? You could very easily make a pot of stew and cut them green beans up, put them in the stew, and use them. Nope. She'll throw them out. That's waste, people. Believe me, that's ridiculous. Yeah, if they don't, same thing. Let's say she'll make a package of 36 fish sticks, and they eat 30. You think she'll put them in a container and save them for the kids' lunch tomorrow? Nope. in the garbage. I was like, you can microwave those. Give them to the kids tomorrow. No, nope, they're bad. They'll go bad. They're not going to go bad overnight in the refrigerator. Oh, I see it all the time. Oh, God. I can't. If my buddy says, hey, I got to stop at my son's house, I'll say, we're not going to be like around eating time, are we? He's like, why? I said, because I can't stand to see how much food gets wasted at that house. Even he agrees, but he stays out of it. He said, I think the same thing, but I keep my mouth shut. He said, I raised my son not to waste food. His wife was raised different. Rather than start a nightly argument, I guess his son just closes his eyes and watches her throw food away. Not me. I cannot stand to waste food, especially at today's prices. Holy yatchapuk. When eggs are nearing $1 a piece, oh, no, people, no. Yeah. Eggs are getting close to being $1 a piece. It's sad. Oh, my God. And stores used to let you split a dozen. Not anymore. You cannot cut a carton in half. Nope. You got to buy the whole dozen. Back in the day, they used to sell 6-packs of eggs. You could buy half a dozen. I don't know when they stopped doing that, but I asked one day, I said, can I just get a half dozen? They go, oh, no. Nope. You can't cut the containers apart. That's ridiculous. We need to go back to some of the old ways. God. Food prices are going out of sight and then we waste food? No wonder people dumpster dive. Because of what gets thrown out. There's a bakery that, rather than the next day, sell day old, they throw it out. Well, the homeless people, they stand at the end of the parking lot and they watch. And then they beat feet back to that dumpster to get the bakery that they're throwing out. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's utterly ridiculous. If they're going to throw it out, they should put it on a tray and say, here, free, take it. But no, they pitch it in the dumpster. And then people dive in the dumpster to go after it. Oh, I wasn't even planning on talking on that subject. I don't know how I got on it. I really don't. I mainly was going to bitch about my windshield wipers. That was it. Instead, I go on a tirade like normal. But that's me. I'm kind of looking at the clock. I'm waiting for an 8 p.m. broadcast, that a stream that I want to catch. What time is it? I got time yet. Yeah, there's a certain content creator that I have been following every time she puts a stream up. Tonight, I am super interested in hearing some more information on what went on yesterday. I follow her religiously. She usually puts her streams on at 8:30. I don't know why 8 p.m. tonight. Maybe it's going to be a longer stream and she wants to start early. But I'm quite interested in hearing what her and her partners in her corporation have to say about a recent happening. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to get in trouble for mentioning names and so on and so forth without permission. Now, like with the wildlife websites, you don't need permission to use their site, put their name out for other people to watch. Regular private content creators, I would rather ask and say, hey, can I mention your site in my stream? That way, if they say no, I don't say a word. If they say yes, I will gladly mention their name so that they can get more viewers. Like I've been trying to do. You know, get on somebody's live stream so that I can get my name out to get more viewers. Although, like tonight, the viewer that started gave up on me in the first 30 seconds into the stream. Oh boy. That was hilarious. I looked up, I was like, oh, I've got a viewer, a live viewer. And then when I was going to thank them, they clicked off, went, I'm done with this one. Yeah, 30 seconds. Didn't even give me a chance to thank them. Although, had I had a live viewer, maybe the content would have been more interesting tonight. Just saying. Oh, that's all right. Grumpy's having fun. That's all that counts. Whether I get viewers or not, I'm having fun. I'm doing something that basically I wished I could have done back in the 70s. Although that would have been on radio, not in front of a camera. It would have been interesting to see if I could have made a career out of it, like my one friend. He's never been a big name, but he has been constantly employed since 1973, bouncing all over America, doing radio, lives out of a motorhome, unless he gets kind of like a permanent gig and then he rents an apartment, but yeah, it's the way he does it. I give him a lot of credit to be 73 and still cranking around the country in a motorhome. Next time I email him, I'm going to ask him what kind of motorhome he's got now. I'm sure he isn't driving the old 73, although maybe, you never know. Those little Toyota motorhomes that you used to be able to rent from U-Haul, those suckers were built to last. I know the engine. I think the engine's the 22R. That engine. Now, I'm pretty sure it's the 22R. I'm going to have to check. Whatever engine it was so good. Toyota quit making it because barely needed maintenance. The engines barely had a problem. They'd go 150,000 miles without a problem. And Toyota went, whoa, we got to quit making that engine. It's too good. But yeah, the engine that is in that little mini motorhome is unbeatable. And I still see them every now and then. Matter of fact, there's somebody in the neighborhood here that one of his relatives owns one. I keep trying to catch him when he shows up because I'm going to ask him, do you ever think of selling that? Because I would love to get my hands on one of those old ex-U-Haul motorhomes. Because they run forever, believe me. And they lasted. And with that, I think I'm going to get ready to hit my friend's stream and see what's going on tonight. So with that, we're going to play our outro. Yes, we know where. It's right here. The WDWL TV Multiplex. Grumpy Studio. Tomorrow night. Somewhere around 7 o'clock. I'm getting better, folks. I'm getting better. And maybe tomorrow, I'll actually have a live listener. I had one for 30 seconds tonight, so maybe tomorrow I can get a listener to stay on long enough to thank them. And with that, I bid you a wonderful rest of your evening. And I will meet with you again tomorrow. Take care, folks. See ya.